What's going on, DSG? It's your boy Darrnell Bradley back at y'all another video, and today we are here on Olamasama's channel. The worst plot armor moments of all time. I'm interested to see what man's got on it. You know what I'm saying? Because we've spoken on plot armor before. We know it definitely has some outlandish moments and some moments that just downright don't even make sense. So I'm very interested to see what Sama got on this, and we gonna see if we agree. You know what I'm saying? So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me and all that social media. We ain't here without any further ado. In 3, 2, 1, click. Feel like it's been a minute since we seen some Olamasama. Y'all feel me? Has it been? When's the last time we reacted, man? When's the last time man's dropped? Is it me or is it him?
According to Google, plot armor is defined as the phenomena in fiction whereby the main character is allowed to survive dangerous situations because they are needed for the plot to continue. It's common to hear people referring to characters having plot armor when they are able to succeed in certain scenarios that should almost guarantee a failure. So in today's video, I want to talk about some of the more infamous cases of plot armor.
Yeah, bro, like having Sasuke up, that particular, basically Sasuke against B. Plot armor was working overtime, my nigga.
I can find a fiction, with each case ranging from minor offense to completely asinine. But first, I think we need to understand what can actually be considered plot armor. After all, a singular definition can only do so much. Plot armor can extend to a lot of different situations, whether it be a character winning a fight they should have lost or escaping certain death. Shoot, some people see power-ups as a form of plot armor, but something that gets misconstrued is the fact that characters will need at least a little bit of plot armor to keep the story going. We are all aware that at least half of these series' goals is to stop a villain by the end of the run, so it's only natural to have characters push past improbable circumstances or just not take as much damage as they should.
Because you gotta also understand, like, at the beginning of the series, like, usually the protagonistic characters all start off weaker than the antagonists. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go through whatever trial, tribulation, whatever happens to make them on that level. So they gotta have some kind of plot armor to even get there. You feel me?
It not only creates tension, but also keeps characters available for more plot lines later on. And besides, I think we can all imagine how a series without plot armor would look like. Yes, I'm looking at you. And in my opinion, the problem is all imagine how a series without plot armor would look like. Yes, I'm looking at.
First of all, kill la kill. Oh wait, no. I can mega kill, right? That anime will forever be legendary. I didn't know what I was in for. I just see something cool. I was like, oh, let me watch this. Oh my god. Everyone just kept fucking dying. I'm like, yo. It was crazy. And the main character wasn't really the main character you thought. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Okay.
At you. And in my opinion, the problem isn't necessarily just characters conveniently winning impossible fights or getting power-ups. The problem lies more so in the reasoning behind said conveniences. You can easily justify power-ups if it makes sense and is consistent with the story. Naruto has been seen losing control over the Nine Tails when emotions are running high, so we should not be shocked when he gets stronger when those conditions are satisfied. The problem with plot armor arises when a character has something go their way with no explanation. With no explanation, we just have to take what we're seeing for face value, and what we're seeing is straight BS. This is when people gotta craft some random theories to try to make sense of why their favorite characters survive certain doom. But you know what's even worse than no explanation? A bad explanation. People love using the reasoning that a series gives and treat it as irrefutable logic. They'll be like, bro, they...
Okay. I think he's talking about, like, those super warrior fans. Like, the ones that, like, when I react to something about an anime that I haven't seen, and they in the comments like, oh, you haven't seen that anime, why are you even reacting? He's talking about them niggas. He's talking about them niggas right now. Let's go.
Explained why Batman survived that fall. It's because of his suit. Which, okay, that makes sense if the fall was from a window or something. However, how strong can this suit be to allow him to survive a fall from space, hitting the ground at terminal velocity and standing up like he only stubbed a toe? This is...
My answer is a whole lot more simple than the suit he had on. My answer is because he's Batman. Like, I don't know what you want me to say, bro. Like, Batman washes absolutely everyone. Get mad.
Agree egregious plot armor. Another example of a BS explanation is when Tanjiro just pulled thunder breathing out of his butt. We're running at full sprint for who knows how long, and then all of a sudden your leg gives out. Once I seen this, I was already looking at this scene kind of funny. Then he remembers a random conversation with Zenitsu about thunder breathing and can just do it like that? Terrible plot armor. Okay, you caught me. I just wanted to hate on Demon Slayer.
Yeah, okay, he wanted to hit because like he didn't use lightning breathing per se. Like he did something of like his own variation with the fire thing, I thought, if I can remember correctly. But it was to get his ass to move faster because he couldn't move regularly.
I won't lie. I know this whole thing makes sense because all other breathings are derived from sun breathing. So naturally, someone who has sun breathing can also do the other breathing techniques fairly easily. The explanation checks out. But this is one of those cases where I just have to accept that a lot of the theatrics were done for entertainment. And plus, I don't even need to bring up a moment like this if I wanted to talk about plot armor and Tanjiro. This demon should have murked Tanjiro multiple times during this battle. Better breathing shouldn't be helping injuries from attacks like this. But that's neither here nor there. I can ignore these moments because they are ultimately a net positive for the series and aren't really plot bending. It's a bit harder to ignore the plot armor of someone like Reiner from Attack on Titan. I feel like it was established fairly early on that he wasn't like that when it comes to the Titan shifters. Eren was beating him in their first fight and was going to actually win if not for Burrito's interference. Seeing him get dog walked by Eren, who wasn't even that experienced at that point, was enough for me to realize that Reiner was not built for any of these battles for real. And it turned out that those thoughts were not even headcanon. He was dead, not even meant to be on this mission. So anytime I see him have a near-death experience, I just kind of roll my eyes. His existence after the second season is kind of mind-boggling. I know he's a Titan shifter, but seriously, some of these things he's surviving surely bring up at least some questions. Realistically, when Levi caught Reiner and stabbed him twice, he should have been cooked. And we'll ignore the fact that Levi had enough time to stab him twice, but not slice off his head for some reason. We'll ignore that. Not like it would have mattered anyways. One of the places Levi hit was the neck, and Reiner didn't even struggle to transform. This is when we learned that he transferred his brain's consciousness to the rest of his body to transform. Okay. And he does.
They can do that. I mean, they can do that because of what they do. Like, it had been said prior. Had it been said prior to that they could do that? I have no idea. I'm gonna keep it being with y'all. I still haven't seen the ending of Attack on Titan. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I will at some point. Like, okay, move.
Does it again when he's able to regenerate after his head gets blown off. I mean, like, sure, it's explained, and it's not really a bad explanation either, and Loki just feels like we really need Reiner to survive, so let's let him have this one thing so he doesn't get absolutely cooked in these battles. But fine, whatever, I can get over myself. But this type of stuff happens so often throughout the series for him. People even meme him by calling him the plot armor Titan. It feels like Reiner's whole existence has been him being unable to die. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jaden, that's kind of like one of the main points of his character. Still plot armor, though. Another wild case of plot armor was Luffy versus Crocodile. I feel like this is one of the more blatant examples of a character having plot armor.
I don't watch One Piece like that, so now we He
was no match for Crocodile. Crocodile was untouchable in this fight, literally. This fight was honestly just a showcase for all of Crocodile's abilities. This was the first fight Luffy straight up lost, and he got stabbed in the torso because of it. And what did we even expect? He fought Crocodile in a freaking desert. This man Luffy was battered, bloodied, and abandoned in a ditch. There was no debating it. Luffy was dead to rights here. But then at Death's doorstep, Robin comes to save him because of Plow. Okay, what do you want me to say? We can say that Robin was curious because of his initial D, but at this point in the story, Robin was not a Straw Hat. She had no reason to help Luffy for real. So this just happened to make sure Luffy stayed alive for the rest of the story. But
I mean, like, check it out. I feel like in some situations, you gotta put yourself in like, I don't know Robin's backstory and shit like that. So I don't know One Piece. But yeah, put yourself in that position, right? You got her abilities, you see a nigga head deep in the sand and does it. This motherfucker ain't done nothing to you. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he did. Like I said, I don't know the backstory beyond this point, but just assuming that this was the first time the motherfuckers met. I don't know. But like, you see a motherfucker get their head up in the dirt, I'm like, first of all, I do have a question, like, what did you do to get there? Who did you piss off? Like, I want to help you. It looked like you need help. Like, seriously. But at the same time, I know ain't nobody put you in there for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You got questions. You want to help, but you got questions.
I'm fair, I'll let that one slide because it's the main character. This isn't even the worst piece of plot armor in Alabasta, and I think we all know who I'm referring to. It's our avian friend, Pell. During the final battle of the arc, there was a bomb that was threatening to destroy a large chunk of Alabarna, the capital of Alabasta. Pell grabbed this bomb, carried it into the sky, and sacrificed himself to get the bomb away from everyone. It's very noble to use your own life to save thousands of others. What? Is this a flashback or something? Why is he still alive? Pell should have been in someone's air fryer at this point. The only way the bomb could have had a cleaner hit on him is if he ate the dang thing. Mind you, this bomb was getting hyped up a lot throughout the last parts of the arc, and Pell just comes out of it unscathed, no explanation. I dare one of you guys to give me a good explanation as to why someone could survive this. And I'ma tweak out if someone talks about him being a peregrine falcon. And before I get into one of the
I wouldn't be able to give you one for that. Like, given the parameters that homie just gave us, he's saying the homie went up there with a bomb. The bomb blew up while he was carrying it. It ain't like he threw it. He just blew up. And everybody was worried about this shit, only for it to blow up point blank from homie. And he came back with a crutch. And he's not even Batman, so I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Someone could survive this. And I'ma tweak out if someone talks about him being a peregrine falcon. And before I get into one of the main perpetrators of having plot armor, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're new, you might as well subscribe. Anyways, let's talk about our favorite hero, Batman. And I've already touched upon him in this video, because let's keep it a buck. This whole video could be about Batman and his plot armor. He's the—
You goddamn right. Yes, you can. I don't know what to tell you, nigga. He like that. I don't know what else to tell you. Batman is a plot armor. He don't wear plot armor. He is plot armor. Every time Tanjiro was supposed to die, if you look in the silhouette of the nothingness, you see Batman standing right behind him. Batman is the opposite of the Grim Reaper. Let's go.
The main one guilty of it. First, let's get this out the way. Almost every single fight between him and Superman is already riddled with plot armor for Batman. It makes—
I don't know what to tell you. No, sorry. Prep time to go. Prep time. What you know about that? Let's go. Sorry. We ride for bats over here. You know what I'm saying? You got a plan to kill everybody in Justice League. He'll do that shit. You could be like, oh, but they'll blitz him this. Dope. Prep time. No. Prep time. Let's go.
Sense why it happens, but almost every single fight between him and Superman is already riddled with plot armor for Batman. It makes sense why it happens, but it's still BS. I like their fight in Justice League War because it goes how we expect it to go. Superman is just dog walking him at all points. Nothing Batman has works on him, and any attack he throws at him gets shrugged off. Granted, this is their first encounter in this universe, so Batman doesn't have the dreaded two-word phrase we don't speak of. Nevertheless—
what you mean? Prep time? Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I am one of those Batman's fans. Now, in all realisticness, I don't care that much like about any of this. So like if you try to get into like a serious argument with me, I will fuck with you. But if we just gonna say outlandish shit, whatever. Prep time, nigga. What's up? So I'm talking about. And yeah, the thing is, that fight went the way that it was supposed to go. Yeah, Superman knocking Batman around. Cool. But at the same time, Superman ain't kill Batman. Superman wouldn't kill Batman unless he was like taking over or something. And that's what y'all all just never seem to keep realizing. There are no conditions other than him being like mind controlled or something. If we're going to be realistic, there are no conditions where Superman would kill Batman. You know what I'm saying? Even if Batman went evil or whatever, Superman wouldn't kill him because he knows he could stop him without doing that. Whereas Batman, on the other hand, if he had to go after Zeus, bro, there's no, like, yeah, we've seen him incapacitate dude before, but generally, especially if Zeus gone dark side or something like that, like, you gonna have to kill this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Batman's got the cojones to get it done, you feel me?
Granted, this is their first encounter in this universe, so Batman doesn't have the dreaded two-word phrase we don't speak of. Nevertheless, any fight between Batman and Superman should go something like this. Batman cannot keep up with super speed as a human. You can't even use the argument of Superman not wanting to hurt Batman because he wasn't even trying to murk him in this fight. He was trying to get info out of him the entire time. I guess we just forget Superman has super speed or something. He doesn't even need to knock out Batman. He could just incapacitate him in the blink of an eye. Kryptonite should barely be a factor too unless Superman gets snuck with it. There's no way a simple rocket power punch is—
and Batman could sneak him with it. If anybody's gonna sneak somebody with something, like, this nigga is the demon phantom king of sneak. What you mean?
Kryptonite should barely be a factor too unless Superman gets snuck.
Like, I know that in this universe, Superman, or the one that he was referencing before, Superman was able to see through Batman's thing and figure out he's Bruce. But in other continuities, he keeps the his mask lining that's just lined with lead, so Superman can't see who he is. Like Batman peeps soup. You feel me? He have been watching suits for a minute, like watching his fights and seeing what fucked with him and seeing what beat him up and seeing what hurt him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know in this universe, how they depicted it, he went in there unprepared, but I feel like there's more continuities where he knows exactly what he's going up against the first time, but we move.
With it. There's no way a simple rocket power punch is knocking down Superman like this. Batman's plot armor also extends past Superman to other powerful beings as well. Remember that one time Batman one-shot Sinestro with a Batarang? Don't rewind, you heard what I said. Remember that one time Sinestro, one of the strongest members of the Lantern Corps, got knocked out in one hit by a Batarang. What the heck is this thing made of?
Why is it glowing yellow? Hold on.
Members of the Lantern Corps got knocked out in one hit.
He throw it. It's not yellow.
By a Batarang.
Now it turned yellow and it hit him.
What the heck is...
At face value, what you're saying is correct. But now it's yellow. I gotta understand. It seems like there's context. Excuse me. You ain't giving me. You feel me? I feel like it's context you ain't giving me. Because when Batman threw it, it wasn't yellow. And then it got yellow and then it hit him. So the boomer, it had powers by the time it hit him, is what I'm saying. It had powers by the time, I don't know where the Batarang got the powers from, but it had powers by the time it hit him, so you can't blame Batman on that. I don't know what happened, but what was it? What was something? Didn't Batman get a fear ring once? Or a fear ring presented itself to Batman or something like that? Nobody wants that problem. All right.
What's this thing made of? The most powerful weapon in the universe can be countered by a freaking boomerang shaped as a bat. I'd argue that superhero media like Marvel and DC are even more guilty of plot armor than anime. Like, you'll see a regular person like the Punisher who bleeds the same way as you and me, beating up people like Dr. Doom and Wolverine, cause that makes sense. With that
because he liked that. What you mean? Sometimes it's about the grit, you feel me? I know Wolverine got grit too, but he also got something else. And when you got something else or superpowers or something like that, you ain't gotta fight for it like niggas that ain't got that shit, you feel me? If you take the claws and shit and all that shit away from Wolverine, the healing factor, you take all of that away from Wolverine, he the fucking Punisher. That shit, I'm sorry, like, bro, they link up and do damage. Let's go.
Type of plot armor, give me 5 months and a bunch of weapons and I'll beat the Fantastic Four by myself. Moving back to anime, we have one of the more infamous examples of plot armor, Killer Bee versus Sasuke. Let's get this out the way. Sasuke probably should have lost this fight. This fight was one of the most disrespectful and...
I mean, probably. He did lose this fight. I don't care what nobody say. He lost this fight more than once.
Embarrassing else for a character I've ever seen. Killer Bee was impaling Sasuke, writing rhymes, and clowning his entire crew. If Karin weren't there to heal him, Sasuke obviously would have been packed up way earlier. Even when
Are we gonna talk about the hole in his chest, though, right? Okay, come on.
Sasuke caught Bee in a genjutsu, Bee just got up and hit Sasuke with a lightning lariat. And saying this attack did major damage is an understatement. Sasuke's neck, organs, and chest were all severely injured.
Gone. He had a hole in his bro. Come on now.
But after getting healed yet again, Sasuke gets up and uses Amaterasu to win the fight. Just like that. Sasuke was dead to rights.
And I personally feel like you fucking with a tail beast. You should have led with that. You knew you had Amaterasu, or was that the first time he used it? I don't know, but I assume he knew how to use it because he did it, goddammit. I feel like there should have been more of that in the beginning.
It's like 3 times in this fight, but he somehow wins? Nope, nothing suspicious going on over here. Like, this isn't even me trying to call Sasuke weak. There just should have been another way to showcase Killer Bee's strength without Sasuke dapping up the Grim Reaper every 5 minutes. The way it was done originally makes it look like Sasuke has crazy plot armor. Switching up the media again, I want to look at a popular movie series that is riddled with plot armor. It's the Karate Kid series. The Mr. Miyagi meat writer himself,
I don't even remember this. You know how long it's been since I've seen this motherfucking movie? Oh, shit.
Daniel LaRusso should have lost like 2 of these finals in these movies. For context, Johnny was the champion for the past 2 years. Then Daniel comes in with a couple weeks of karate experience and wins with the injured leg. Fine, whatever, who cares? It's plot armor for a happy ending. It's something we can all expect at this point. However, that's not the worst case in the series. In the final movie of the trilogy, Daniel was flat out losing the entire time in the finals. And this was the plan, to make sure Daniel knows pain. However, it only took 1 moment for Daniel to focus and he scores a point on the guy who was thrashing him the entire fight. I know he was scared before, so it was affecting him in the fight, but I refuse to accept that being the only thing that changed. Matt was beating him consistently throughout the movie, and it wasn't really close either. But 10 seconds of kata and a speech from Mr. Miyagi changed that? Either Matt Barnes is dumb as bricks, or...
Bro, hey, first of all, are you underestimating Talk no Jutsu? Oh, you only thought it happened when like a protagonist was talking to an antagonist. Oh no. I see what you thought. No, talk no jutsu, bro. That's also a version of talk no jutsu. Don't get me wrong, but like the pep talk, I feel like that's a version of talk no jutsu as well. You know what I'm saying? Even that inner monologue shit, I'll consider part of talk no jutsu. You know what I mean? Talk no jutsu go crazy. It can get shit done. To be real with you.
Daniel LaRusso was just that much better at karate than him. So yeah, Matt Barnes is just dumb as bricks. And contrary to popular belief, plot armor also exists in real life. Let me paint the scenario for you. Imagine in the One Piece universe, pirate crews were able to trade crew members between each other. Imagine after Wano, after Luffy just beat one of the Emperors of the Sea in Kaido, Zoro looks at him and says to himself, yeah, I don't think this guy can lead us anymore, so I'm gonna send him somewhere else. And then in the middle of the night, Zoro talks to Shanks of all people and trades Luffy for Ben Beckman without telling any of the other Straw Hats. He also just throws Usopp in the trade because why not? What I've just described to you is the best analogy I can think of when explaining the Luka Doncic trade in anime terms. The trade makes no sense and there's no justification for it besides plot armor. It's the only thing that can make sense. I'd also say that character revivals can be considered plot armor depending on the circumstances. This rings true.
Ain't no way in hell they was gonna. I had heard that with this particular thing with Brian that they were gonna leave him gone. I in my soul don't believe that. I believe they always knew he was coming back. I believe we always knew he was coming back. There was no way in hell they was getting rid of Brian. Look go.
Even more when there's no good explanation as to why it happened. Guess which series I'm gonna use? Just guess. Ding 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 ding. It's The Flash. For context, Iris West.
I never finished this. I watched it religiously for quite a few seasons, but I never finished it.
Dies because Barry hits her with Speed Force Lightning. I would say it's a long story, but that's just what happens. So she should be out of the story at this point, right? Apparently, she's one of the ones who can just choose not to be dead anymore. That's the only explanation to give you. That's it. Since she's not supposed to be dead, she can just be like, no, and come back to life.
No.
Okay, this last portion of the video is a bit personal to me, and I'm honestly wondering if this even counts as plot armor. I'm not gonna directly spoil the series I'm talking about, but if you find yourself reading into clues too often, skip to this time of the video. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna spoil the series, so skip to the time. Nobara's revival at the end of the manga was rushed to the point it felt like plot armor was on the hero's side, and I knew this would happen. When we got confirmation the manga was ending in 5 chapters, I said that it's probably gonna get rushed, which basically anyone could see coming. Yet when Nobara came back in the next chapter, I saw people saying that it was done well.
I hope that. I know that people were saying it was rushed, and like I got spoiled on a lot of stuff already. Well, he's not even really going over anything that I don't know. With the Jujutsu Kaisen, but I hope that even if the ending was rushed in the manga, that hopefully they can fix that in the anime. Hopefully they can get. I'm hoping, but okay.
Because of foreshadowing. Just because something got explained doesn't mean it was done well. She wakes up like 20 minutes before the fights end and helps Itadori deal the finishing blow. The reason why I think it looks so crazy is because if the anime adapts the manga 1-to-1, Nobara's gonna show up like 1 minute before the fight ends and then just help deal the finishing blow, and then Sakura.
Yeah, so so hopefully they can fix that.
When it's done for, does that not look like plot armor? Hypothetical time again. Imagine during the Namek saga, after Vegeta got done coughing up blood every 5 seconds, he was buried by Goku with this condition unknown. Events in the rest of the arc could go as normal as they can without Vegeta, but anytime we mention him, people are just extremely vague about his whereabouts. Like Shenron is shrugging his shoulders if they try to wish him back. Fast forward to the Cell saga, and things happen as close as they possibly can get to the original series without Vegeta being there. That means Cell gets his perfect form, the Cell games still happen, go on, transform, Goku dies, etc, etc. Then during the final beam clash, when Cell looks like he's about to win, boom, Vegeta shows up and sneak attacks Cell, allowing Gohan to win. And the so-called foreshadowing is characters being super cryptic about his whereabouts. Would it technically make sense? Yeah. Would it be done well? No, not at all. I would say that Gohan has plot armor if something like that happened. That's somewhat similar to what happened in JJK.
Okay, I see what he's saying, but like that being the context under which Vegeta did that, but that's not the context under which Vegeta did that. But using it in that light to bring us back to Nobara and what happened with Sukuna. Okay,
Like, yes, I was happy to see Nobara return, but we gotta be real with ourselves sometimes. It being done like this makes it seem like plot armor. I'm low-key realizing I just took this opportunity to rant about the JJK manga, but I think it's well warranted. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and special thanks to making it this far. Let me know if y'all want a part 2 to this video, because I'm sure there are hundreds of instances of plot armor I didn't even mention. Also, I know there's been a noticeable absence on the channel, but I feel like at this point, it's better for me to not give y'all empty promises all the time and just go out there and do my thing. With that being said, have a great day, and peace out.
Alright, yo, hey, that was dope. We watched that dope. Yeah, my man was speaking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always gonna see me go to bat for the bat, just cause I can, and it pisses people off, which is funny. But yeah, this was a good one. You know what I'm saying? Some straight validity in here. I was feeling what mans was saying. He had things to speak on, and he spoke on them, man. That's the take. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media, and I'll catch y'all next one, man. Peace.